Hey man, welcome back. As you see, we just be winging it sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Welcome back to an episode of Miami Bros Pod. I'm your host Nate. This is my other host,
Gio.
Okay,
I
all
know
right.
you say my name.
It's cool. All right, episode what? 13?
13,
Probably.
yeah.
Probably. I don't even know. Anyway, we just gonna get straight into it. We have a guest for the first time on this podcast, and I'm not gonna say her name. I'm just playing, but she's gonna give us some little intel, a little feedback, a little 411 on the most cult fanatic stock exchange, Forex members, all of the above. She's gonna tell us about Forex and not the actual trading. Well, she's gonna tell us about everything, from the gossiping, from the stabbing in the backs, from the cannibalism, from all of that.
I gotta type in some more questions, actually.
See, like we on the roll, man. We on the roll. But just like I said, I know you don't want to talk too much, so I won't say nothing too far. But welcome. Thank you for joining us.
We're gonna get right into it. So what we're gonna do is that I'm going to ask questions first to this mystery person here, and then after, Nate will go ahead and ask questions as well. Now, also, before we do get started, we know that we did have some people that wanted to be on the podcast.
We don't talk about them. They didn't make the cut. Just be honest. They didn't make the cut.
We will be featuring more people in the future, so just let us know.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Like, you just gotta be honest, bro.
Like we weren't planning to have someone you knew on the podcast.
Yeah, that's one person.
Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I guess I'll leave it between both of us. Gonna be going ahead and asking the mystery person that's not gonna be in view, obviously for their protection, and security from the cult that they were previously in.
We don't want no one to get
Speak to the mic, Nate.
terminated. Oh, we don't want anybody to get terminated.
I don't think you're close enough. You're really gonna have to get close, but all right. So we're gonna be me and Nate are gonna be sharing mics right now as we're gonna go ahead and ask the other person. So recording. All right. So let me get my questions pulled up. All right. So the first thing, we're gonna start off pretty easy. Why was recruiting people into Forex so important?
Because they just wanted to see, like, as far as the tallies as far as how many people they can get. So basically the first thing they would always ask is you to go on your phone, find all the contacts on your list,
Really?
every single one, put them all on a notebook, and then have a checkbox and just
So
and then
get 5 friends and
send yes, exactly, something like that, like
Sorry,
referencing.
we have to share. You have to come into the mic.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow. That's very
one-on-one pyramid scheme, by the way.
to literally have to say it to everybody in your contacts list.
Exactly.
Is insane.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then you go on Instagram if that all fails. And then you just go to family and other friends. Yes.
This is how. Wow. This is gonna be a great video. All right. Let's move on to the next question.
Mm-hmm.
Where did all the Forex people go?
They didn't make no more money.
They see what?
They didn't make more money. But okay, so basically the platform that it was on, the leader or whatever, he got caught, basically.
I did hear about that.
and there was a bigger person, they basically they would reference the Bible, they would reference Bob Proctor, leadership, mentorships and all them things. And most of the people that had the veneers, had the all the they will be the ones, the chains and the Cartier glasses and all them type of stuff are the ones that pretty much were the face of the company. And they had obviously tiers, which
Yeah, I remember the tiers.
is very much similar to obviously a pyramid. So yeah, you can call it a pyramid
Let's
scheme
get
as
into
much.
it, though. What tier did you get to?
I remember seeing your tier, by the way. Somebody else shared it.
Somebody else?
It was P1000. So basically
P1000. Yeah, tell us what is P1000. Yeah.
So P1000 being how much you got per month, pretty much. On top of what you made of actual trading. So you basically had about 30 people under you, quote unquote. So you taught 30 people, you taught maybe 5 people or 6 people, but they recruited more people and they recruited more people. So it ended up being 30 people under you. And then fast forward.
Okay, I have a question. So what would happen if someone decided they no longer wanted to do Forex? How would you treat that person?
So I I specifically treated them very well. That was probably very high pitched. Sorry. But
It might have been, but it was.
anyways, so if they are like a mom or like they didn't have more money for their subscription for the teachings, they will basically get kicked off. They'll get charged, and like they'll get charged on the subscriptions. And if they didn't, have their car, a person, not specifically me, I did not do it, but somebody else did. And they were pretty much like, but you could still do it. You could just, sell this, sell that. Like, they were pretty much trying to convince you what else you could do.
Sell your belongings.
To sell what you can. And they would, like, try to inspire you by saying, like, I used to have, like, a 4-for-4 and used to have to split it with this amount of people. And if we were in the dorm room, it was, like, 30 people all up in this dorm room.
Wow.
And they're not even supposed to be in there, but, yeah.
So
nobody got caught.
Okay, so the subscriptions. How much was the subscription thing?
So it depended. It was like 100. It was a while ago. It was like 100 something, 600 for like depends on the tier you were. So even me, I was paying like 200, 300 for subscription.
So you was in P1000 making 1,000 plus the extra money you had from people below you.
Plus my trading.
Plus your trading, and then you had to pay $300.
By the way, the trading was the good part. It's the only good part
we'll
that
get
was.
Into the trading, 'cause that's what I'm curious about. But actually, I got a little anecdote. I had a friend try to recruit me. We're still friends, but you still owe me $35, by the way. So my question to you was, who recruited you, and not who, but how did they recruit you?
Great question.
So they were like, "Hey, how you doing? Like, how's life? How's this?" Like, they didn't really speak to me that much, honestly. We really didn't have that much of like conversations prior to this. But they reached out on Instagram, and I actually was getting interested in it because I was like, I wanted to know what trading was, and my sister even was talking about Forex herself.
Got caught.
So, got caught up in
Was
it.
your sister a Forex monster too?
No, she was just really good at
trading.
Trading.
Okay, cool.
Because the Forex part is actually legit. It's just the
it is.
yeah,
real.
it's a legit thing.
It's just the cult
It's just
part.
the membership, the subscriptions, the how they would do it. Like they would have meetings every so often with Zoom and
I remember
everybody.
meetings,
Yeah, and everybody would be like, blue, blue, blue. It's blue. It's blue. You guys got like basically that's when the money was rising and whatnot. And everybody was pretty much like, what's the what's the bracket on what you choose and the stop and loss and whatnot. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Before we continue to ask you any other questions, I want to talk about something with you just really briefly.
Go ahead.
You know what was a real funny part about this Forex process on the downfall part? When I started to see that everybody that had flooded Forex stuff, nothing. When I tell you, Nate, I met this one person online, Nate.
Oh, they borrowed. Are you talking about like what they actually had?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like their bio was like just full of
everything.
Forex, everything.
So they
posted
made
was
you
Forex.
basically seem like you were an influencer in a sense.
Yeah,
So they had. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So what I was gonna say is that I met this person online, right? And they were like, "Oh yeah,
Andre.
not Andre, but yeah, Andre too." They were like, "Oh, all I do is this." Like they didn't want to have any other conversation but that. And I'm like, okay. So I realized after some time, everything was deleted. And before it was deleted, they posted on the story, "If you're not messaging me about Forex, don't message me at all." I'm like, wow, you're really deep into this. And then after they deleted
Yeah,
it,
because they didn't want to spend more time. Because literally, it was like put this slot of time to the side so that you can call a whole bunch of people, and then also you have to meet up with your the members
Mentor.
under you.
Oh, yeah.
Your mentees.
Okay.
So you had to do that, and then yeah.
Okay, wow. Yeah, so I actually found that very funny when everybody started deleting their stuff and turned into regular people again. So back to my next
Yeah, I
question.
lost friendships based on that type
That's
of stuff.
actually what going to be one of my questions. So how many friends did you lose based off Forex?
She got some tea brewing, I could tell, just looking at her face.
This is a great podcast today.
I mean, those that know me knows friends is it's a tough word for me. So I would say like as far as friends, people I know, I would say that the people I know, like maybe 20 of them stopped pretty much like communicating as well. Like because they didn't want me to communicate with them more so on like what trading was.
Oh, it was just
They were just like hi, and I was just like, and then some of them would leave you on red or like open, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not communicating again. Like trying to reach out no more.
Oh man, I mean, I would have been annoyed at that point. I mean, I actually wasn't annoyed. There was some
But there's
people.
some people that'll come back to you, so I'm sure y'all get annoyed as people who got people. Like, yeah, y'all.
Hey, there was actually one time I actually joined a Forex meeting. Actually, I wanted to see what it was about. I actually listened. It was like a whole hour. I went there with somebody else I knew, and then I think after this guy kept calling me. He was like, "Yo, you ready to join? Whatever." And
Reminders to recall after a certain amount.
Yeah.
Yes.
I ended up blocking him, by the way. And that was pretty much that.
I don't know if we're talking about the same person here. But James.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about James too.
Oh yeah, James.
No, I wasn't talking about him. But also James, yeah, you were another one of them posting all that shit on your story. Now all that shit is gone.
So bad, bro. Oh my god.
All that shit is gone off your page now, James. I remember that.
This is a great arc in our life, in everybody's life. Like throughout the world, this is just a great arc.
If I can remember everybody, I would be putting y'all on blast right now. But I cannot. I remember there was a lot of y'all that was doing that Forex.
Also, LJ, you were the one who owed me the $35. But we're cool though. But you know, you do owe me $35. Just saying.
That's wild. All of them.
Yeah, we taking names and or whatever that saying is. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, also Andre as well. We're putting you out there on the spotlight. Although you're making good money now, I don't really feel like Andre was really like doing anything.
He was at Dunkin' Donuts that one time though.
Or meetup spot.
Yeah.
The meetup spot. That was the meetup spot where y'all flooded an area.
No.
And harassed people.
No,
I was just joking.
The employees were actually pretty cool with it.
I was trying to put the employees on it too, right? Yeah.
The location wasn't. So they wasn't with that. They just wasn't with that.
I would kick y'all out. Not you, of course. But I'm talking about like the Forex people, you know. So. All right.
I got everybody. Okay.
All right. On to the next. All right. How much money did you make personally from Forex?
Like altogether, I don't have an amount because I did make a lot.
Okay, so how much did you make from people?
Based on people, I did have. Okay, so when I was first P500, that was the rank before. You get $500 a month, whatever. So I made that plus, of course, when you're doing the actual trading, you're getting like $100 here, $200. It racks up. And then one time I remember, yes, you do lose money. It's a risk. So yeah, I did lose like maybe $500 at one point, but then I won, like I got like $600 at one point. So it's like things like that.
Got you. Let's see what I have next here.
My question actually, go ahead. When you were getting recruited, did you think this is sketchy, or were you just blinded by the fact that, okay, I can make some money here?
It was like a community at one point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
so they kind of like made you believe that everything was kind of like copacetic, everything was pretty good. So then you take a
the
step
people
back,
who they sent to recruit me, they weren't my friends. So it was kind of easy
was
for
weird.
me to say no.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's like, why are you trying to make me
You don't know
money?
me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Andre did try to recruit, but I don't know. I don't know why they say no. I said no to you, Andre. My fault. Well, good thing I didn't. But good thing I didn't fall for that trend.
I don't even think Andre reached out to me, actually. I would have left Andre on red. All right. The next question I have. Sorry, I had to pull it up here. So kind of based on what you just said, did you willingly recruit people knowing that it was a pyramid scheme?
No, because towards the end, I realized like how even people above me were talking to me. Because I remember I'm still below somebody, so they had to speak to me a certain way. And once they started disrespecting me, I kind of was like,
Disrespected? That was all the family.
That's all they said. Yes, family. It was just like that all the time. Yeah.
Okay, so I
like,
mean,
you gotta drop a nugget. You gotta drop.
I'm so sorry to hear that you disrespected. Do you mind sharing that a little bit? I hope it was anything. No. I'm being very serious. Like, I hope it wasn't anything like they just cussed you out or anything. But like just you don't have to get into details. But what happened?
I mean, I guess I could.
Like, they just tell you about yourself because you didn't want to continue, or?
Well, one, they kind of start forcing you to be like the spotlight, especially if you're like a leader. Like, they want you to be a leadership role. They're gonna push you to the spotlight, so they wanted to give you like a platform, quote unquote, to like speak to more people and tell them what you learned and what you could do and whatnot.
Okay. All right. I think you're thinking of a question. Are you thinking?
Oh no, I have one.
Speak it to the mic, please.
I got you, sir. So, those inspirational meetings that you guys should have, like them Comic Cons type things, like, I ain't gonna lie, they look very cool and fun. But did you ever get to go to one?
Comic-Con meetings.
Where it's like
You mean like how?
one guy's in the middle, you guys all recording him, and he's like, "Man, I used to tell that boy in the back, hey man, you need to get it trading right now."
So it
Those type of
depends
meetings.
how deep you were into it. So mine was kind of like there's only so much you could do. So that was part of like what I was pretty much getting like disrespected for. It's like you're not really in it. Like you gotta fly out. You gotta be places. You know, type of thing.
Got you. And I'm assuming you didn't want to do the flying out or traveling.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Why not?
All right, hold on.
Was it because of Forex, or you just didn't want to travel in general? Like you
It's
didn't
like-
trust those people, or was it because you
I
just
have,
didn't travel?
yeah, of course I didn't trust
Oh,
people, but no, it's like it was only like a short amount of time for me in particular, so that's why it was so like, oh my gosh, you already hit this in like a month. Oh my gosh, you've hit it in like 2 months. They were just so like into it that they were like, yeah, you gotta keep doing, cause this girl, I was like that. I was like, okay.
All right, so the last question for me, and I'm sure Nate has lots coming up after. How many people did you convert?
I just said 30 people. I answered the question.
Oh, you said 30?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I asked how many people you lost. I thought it was different.
20 friends
Oh, you lost 20 friends, but you converted 30 people.
converted.
Okay.
she mentored.
Okay, when I say how
So
many people did
friends
you
in
recruit,
general are just the recruits in general. That doesn't mean that all those 20 friends were under me.
Okay, but how much people do you think you got to sign up to Forex because of your conversation?
It's because most of the people it's just those in particular people actually did trust me. Like they actually was like, oh, you're actually a sweet person. You're actually not like a crazy, like you're not
Okay.
all up on me. So that's why it was so easy for me to get them on
I have
my.
2 questions. Hold on, Nate. Do you feel like you betrayed those friends' trust today?
So it was more like I want to say betrayal because I did get the money. So some of the money that they got, they put back into the program.
Okay.
It was just up to them to actually listen to what I'm saying. Like take this profit. You know, like don't risk this amount of money. Some of them were just reckless. So
Okay.
that was
So my last question for you today, mystery girl, is if you had the same knowledge you had today,
Would I do it again?
would you have still joined that Forex group back then?
No.
The answer is no?
It's just that simple.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering all my questions on Miami Bros podcast today. I'm going to be handing this over to Nathan to ask his questions fully. Also, Nathan, please make sure to speak into the mic as our previous viewers said they cannot hear you clearly. Thank you.
No need to put that comment in there, but fine. We're gonna talk about the trading part because that's what I like. I'm a nerd.
It's been so long.
You're not you don't trade anymore?
I don't trade anymore.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's been so
I'm
long.
so excited to talk to you.
But
about
it's just math. It's
It
just simple
is.
math. That's all it is.
I do like the math.
And then you just gotta pay attention to, like, for example, at that time, money was like, so everybody was mad because it was hard to get properties at the time, like 2020,
Yeah,
COVID.
COVID year.
But it was so good because they were investing in certain places and places were dropping.
Airbnbs. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot
that.
of those
So
PPP loan.
mhm.
That was such a great year. We had money out of the wazoo.
Exactly.
We didn't have to work for it.
Yup.
I
Oh,
miss it.
speaking of that PPP loan,
Did you get one?
so
Oh snap!
So it was one of those things where they're like, you gotta pretty much say that you were part of a business or you were starting a business, and they had
LLC?
$10,000. So they did actually send me a check for $10,000, and I got the money. And literally there were people above me. They were like, you gotta give me 500 because I put y'all on. Y'all gotta give me 500. And then at one point it was just like, there was a big thing about someone getting caught, so everybody got spooked and everybody started returning that money so quick.
That's very smart though, because you probably would have had it. Oh,
I sure did, but I had spent already like 1,000 because I was trying to pay off something because I was still going place, like I was still handling other responsibilities.
yeah. You know, being a young adult, I feel you.
Yeah.
See, that part makes me wanted to join because I actually wanted.
Oh,
to
it was
learn.
great for what it was, but then you had to return the money. So you had to figure it out how to get that money back, especially.
Never trust money if it's easy, guys.
Nope.
If you didn't work for it, unless
Nope.
you know something, but really you don't trust it.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
well,
lie to you.
I wish you'd still trade because I need some help trading, but you know we'll speak afterwards and try to get some trading. Hopefully you'll join too, Gio. And no, this is not a Ponzi scheme. This is actual trading. I had one more question, but I cannot remember right now. Let's see. Oh, did your parents know about this?
No. Well, okay. So I told her that I was pretty much part of this group that we were like I said I was doing forex trading, and she was actually very like intrigued. Like she was like,
Oh, surprise!
Yeah, being from the Caribbean
yeah,
home.
Haitian
Yes.
parents, Jamaican parents are very.
But the thing is, you're on the phone at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So she was like, at one moment, she was like, "You're still on the phone." I'm like, "You are talking while I'm talking to 30 people right now." It got embarrassing at points, but yeah. She actually was supportive of that aspect. She didn't know
the full details
of the social media.
Hey, shout out to your mom, because my mom would be like, that sounds like a scam. I'm like, Mom, no, it's not. I promise you. There's a guy on top of me. He tells me get 5 people.
Which literally sounds exactly what the shape of...
She's going to look at me like, I raised you better than that. But yeah, well, I'm getting rushed out, so not just play. I'm actually done, but yeah.
All right, so I'm bringing it back here. Actually, what I wanted to say is that for all the people who were in Mr. B's class, Nathan, you were there, and I'm sure a lot of you had Mr. B at some point in your life. I don't know. I think no. So, anyways, my point is, we literally talked about pyramid schemes in Mr. B's class, and if there's one thing I remember, and it's literally the only thing, it is that when he talked to us about pyramid schemes, we should have knew better. Well, I'm not saying we. But, yeah. So, I want to thank our mystery guest for joining us here today on this podcast. Very much appreciated. We really wanted to get someone who was previously in Forex so we can ask them some very good questions. And I hope you all enjoyed. Nathan, you have anything else to add in?
No, I do not. But thank you. It was great having a conversation with you, and I appreciate the knowledge that I gained.
It was very great to be on this podcast, especially being your first guest, so I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And we will have many more. Just let us know in our Instagrams, which we should have in our description. All right. Thank you all for watching another video of Miami Bros Podcast, episode 13. Right? Yep. And we'll see you next week.